god. How is everybody else doing? Okay, I think I'm just gonna get started. This was very impromptu. I feel like I should schedule it more, but I kind of like to do it in the spur of the moment. And yeah. How's the quality over there? Because I'm specifically using my phone because it has better quality than my computer, which is very weird. I don't know why. Anyways, how's everyone doing? June was a really packed month. I'm really glad that it zoomed on really quickly. I watched so many great films. If you check out my letterbox, you can keep up with all the things I'm watching. At this point, I am watching more than I can really review. Even though there are so many films I wish I could review extensively, I think what I may do is just film something very quickly so I can let you guys know what I thought. And kind of bittersweet that it might not be as detailed or as well done as it usually is, but I think that just providing some insight to these films that I really loved watching these past few months would at least hopefully make you want to watch these films as well. I feel like a little bit is better than nothing. So yeah, June's solid month. I feel like always the beginning of the summer, everything starts ramping up. So many great films are coming out, especially independent films, blockbusters, and everything in between, especially with things out on Netflix and Hulu. It's just so many shows and movies to keep up with. So I'm just so wiped out, just watching everything. But overall, fantastic. Two of the highlights of this month was I went to my short film, Liquor Store Babies. You can watch the trailer on my channel. Got into Palm Springs Short Fest, which is an Oscar qualifying film festival, which I was super excited about. So went to Palm Springs this past, I think it was 2 weeks ago, to screen my short film, and I'm glad that a lot of people liked it. And so, yep. And then I did go to Sundance's premiere of Sorry to Bother You, the Boots Riley film. So I really want to do a review on that because that film is so wild. I think it comes out in LA maybe this week, and then it goes maybe nationwide maybe next week. So it'd be good to just talk very briefly about it. So those were the two main events that I went to this month, which were fantastic. I think for June film favorites, because I watched so many amazing films, I'm condensing this June film favorites to more lighter and fun films that I watched that probably might not get its own separate review, but it's definitely worth talking about. So that's what I'm gonna do. I am going to save questions till later on and kind of just dive in right now. I guess the first film that I'm pretty sure everybody was very apprehensive about, which I really enjoyed, was Ocean's 8. I know what you're thinking. It's do we need to make another version of any other blockbuster film, but a female version, especially because Ghostbusters, people really trashed that. I think the female version of Ghostbusters was alright. It was not that amazing. I think it was just pretty fun and light. But Ocean's 8, it was directed by Gary Ross. He did the original Hunger Games, Pleasantville. I think he just did one more other film. Oh, Seabiscuit. And so I feel like he's been a seasoned blockbustery type of person. And so when it came to this film, which I don't know if he wrote it. Let me just see if he actually wrote this as well. No, I don't think he wrote it. He wrote it actually, okay, with Olivia Milch. She wrote Dude, which is on Netflix. I have not watched that. Ocean's 8. She's coming out with a Barbie film, I guess. So yeah, I think a lot of people were like so cringeworthy because they're like, oh, another female centric film that didn't need a remake. But like we all say these days, like, does any film really need a remake? No, but Hollywood's gonna do it anyways, and we're probably just gonna gobble it up. And this one was a little bit different because I was actually really interested in it. I feel like a lot of, oh, that reminds me, when it's like when you hear that they're gonna make a female version of Lord of the Rings. No, wait, Lord of the Flies. It seems kind of, I don't know. It's like I don't get it, especially because Lord of the Flies dealt with so much masculinity and just like males in general, that it doesn't seem like it's necessary. But I really, really enjoyed Ocean's 8 for what it was. Let's dive into the premise, because pretty simple. You're like, how does Ocean's 11 tie into Ocean's 8? Well, Sandra Bullock is George Clooney's sister in the film, and that's how it's tied. Debbie Ocean gathers an all-female crew to attempt an impossible heist at New York's yearly Met Gala. I think the thing about these films that they're like, oh, let's make it all female. The one thing I really don't like is when they say, let's make it all female and make it very, very feminine. Like, the only thing we can steal are jewelry, and that we love fashion. I mean, sure, yeah, we do. But also we can go beyond those boundaries, I feel. And even though I did like this, it would have been way more interesting if they hit a casino in Vegas or a different spot, a little bit more intricate. Even though the Met Gala is very exclusive and highly guarded, and I get it. And so because of this stellar cast, honestly, I love Sandra Bullock in anything that she does. So I will watch anything. So Sandra Bullock's in it. Wow, they're like messing up on all this IMDb stuff. Okay, Cate Blanchett, Elliot Gould, Anne Hathaway, Awkwafina, Rihanna, Helen Bonham Carter. Why is this not in order? This is ridiculous. Dakota Fanning was in this for a hot second. Sarah Paulson, Mindy Kaling. I also don't know everybody else's because it's kind of like I'm blanking out. But I really watched this for the cast. Sandra Bullock, Cate Blanchett had amazing chemistry. It was like this lesbian vibe that you just wanted them to kiss, and sadly they didn't, but you can feel like that energy, and I was like, I'm living for this. And of course, I really want to see Awkwafina, Rihanna, Mindy Kaling, Sarah Paulson in like one film. And I know a lot of people were saying how this film had no conflict, and I think that for me was the bittersweet part, but also it's kind of refreshing to see a film where there's almost no conflict and it kind of goes how you planned it to go, and you're just like going through the ride. And definitely it's a film that I would love to just turn on and work to in the background. It'll just be playing and you'll like catch some moments, you're like ha 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 ha. But it's not an amazing film. It's not Ocean's 11, but it's very enjoyable. A great popcorn flick. I would binge eat and just watch the hell out of it again. And that's why I need the DVD to come out so I can buy it and watch it forever. So, yeah. Also, okay, I know that half my demographics are men, so you may not be interested in rom-coms. But rom-coms are a particular genre that has been dying out, maybe because of the superhero genre in the past like decade. I'm really glad that Netflix is slowly bringing it back in their own style, which brings me to my second June film favorite, which is Set It Up. It's a very millennial type of story, and it gets everything very, very right. I hate when I mean, I feel like I'm an adult, but I also feel like very much a child. And when older adults try to make films about millennials or teens or just young adults, they want to make it like too hip, too cool, and it's like you guys are trying too hard. But with Set It Up, it felt very easy. Like somebody our age wrote a film for us, which I think is what happened. And that's why it is so good because you're speaking my language and not telling me, like, hey, this is how you're acting. And so, Set It Up is directed by Claire Scanlon. She has done a lot of TV shows from like Fresh Off the Boat to she goes all the way, she's done stuff all the way back to The Office, which is insane. I miss The Office, truly. It was written by Katie Silberman. She looks pretty young. She looks definitely like my age or so. So that's a good thing. So this film is about two corporate executive assistants who hatch a plan to make match their two bosses. So initially, I really want to watch this because Lucy Liu as like a boss bitch is my favorite kind of Lucy Liu, and I really wanted to see her kind of like back in a film. I know she's in Elementary right now, but I really just want her to see, especially in a rom-com. When has she ever been in a rom-com? Especially opposite of Taye Diggs, who together it was like flames. They were just so hot. And so you have Set It Up with Lucy Liu, Taye Diggs, Joan Smalls, Glenn Powell, and Zoe Dutch, who are the main executive assistants who matchmake their bosses. And I've heard that it's when I was watching it, I guess because I don't know too many executive assistants, even though I do live in LA and they basically run LA, that I didn't know how accurate it was, which seems so like the devil wears Prada. Like people can't be that high strung or I don't know, demanding, I guess, but totally true. It happens in the industry, and people have been saying they were getting like traumatic flashbacks to when they were executive assistants, which I guess is good. So the thing about Set It Up, it was written very, very on point, especially the dialogue of how millennials talk, the way we feel about the job situation we're all in. Love the writing as very great comedic moments, and overall it hits. I'm so sorry that it pooped out like that. That is so strange. It's like off dark in my room now, which is honestly not. Give me a couple of seconds. Cliff, no idea what happened. I think it completely just pooped out on me. The third film that is part of my June film favorites, which honestly I was super excited for, is The Incredibles 2. Like I said, this month's film favorites are a lot lighter, they're family friendly, and they're just fun. There's a lot of darker films that I watch that I will do its own separate review for, but these I just want to highlight them because I don't think I would do specific reviews for these. So Incredibles 2, it's been 14 years since the first one came out, and the first one blew my freaking mind. It was one of my favorite films growing up, and you can see my trailer reaction on my channel because I was so excited for it. Before The Incredibles 2, there was a short film called Bow. It was directed by, it was actually the first short film. Wait. It was a film by the first Asian American person of Pixar. I think that's what it is. It's about this woman making little dumplings, and this dumpling comes alive, and it's her child, and it's just really beautifully done. And I know a lot of people in the theater who probably aren't Asian were like, I don't understand what this film is, which I don't know how you could not have understood it because it seems pretty clear. Like the Bao story is very, anybody could understand it. I don't know. Director's name is Domi Shi. Aw, awesome. So that film was right before The Incredibles 2. And the thing about The Incredibles 2, which I liked it. It's not as good as the first one, but I think we always say that like it's never going to be as good as the first film, which is true. It's such a shame. So basically, the premise is Bob Parr, Mr. Incredible, is left to care for the kids while Helen, Elastigirl, is out saving the world. That's a very simplistic plot, but basically, that's what it comes down to. I think at this point in their world, people have been so scared of superheroes, they've been causing so much damage that they have went into hiding, and somebody comes up to them and says, we grew up loving superheroes and we would love for you, we would want to spin your image so it's better for the public to kind of digest superheroes a little bit better. And so that's what happened. Brad Bird comes back as a director, and I know because it's been 14 years, I'm sure they took so long to make this. All of her favorite characters are back. Elastigirl, Mr. Incredible, Violet Parr, my favorite. Jack, it has so many insane powers now. I think he has like 14 different types of powers, which is like, whoa, insane. Who else is back? Edna Mode is back, which is voiced by Brad Bird. It's insane. Such an iconic voice. Brad Bird is so talented in so many ways. Isabel Rossellini is back. Was she in the first one? I think so. Was she? I can't remember. She voices an ambassador. Helen Hunter, Huck Milner, Craig T. Nelson as Bob Parr. The gang is back. I loved it. I liked just watching it, and it was just a really, really great time. I think a lot of these films that I picked, Ocean's 8, Set It Up, The Incredibles 2, all very easy watches that you can enjoy with your family. And I think that's what I want to highlight. I think in last month's, I highlighted unconventional superhero films, which besides Avengers, well, I guess it's not all unconventional. They're pretty conventional. But you should check out that film favorites as well. And this one, I wanted to make it a little bit lighter because what did I watch this past month that was traumatizing? Oh yeah, it was Hereditary, which I don't know if I will have the emotional capacity to talk about because that movie really, really disturbed me in so many ways. But I do really want to talk about it because there's so many layers, so many intricate things about the film that are really worth dissecting and looking over. And so I definitely want to do that. Yeah. So those are my film favorites of June. I will come up with I'm gonna try to make separate reviews for some of the films that I watched this month that are really worth talking about in depth a little bit. I don't think it will be as well made or as detailed as my previous ones because I've been kind of busy these days, but I do want to talk about them so I can let you know why they're so great. I don't know if I should just live stream them or just do a one take and just upload them, but I will have to figure it out. I'm hoping I can come out with a review today, at least a very short review, at least. And so Leonardo Rodrigo said, hello, I want to watch Ocean's 8 with my mom. She likes movies with women protagonists. Yes, you should watch Ocean's 8. She would love it. It's so much fun. It's just like a great girls' night out film. No matter what your gender, you will love it. It's just very comedic, very relaxing. Love it. And I watched it in those really fancy AMCs where they recline back. And so I was just like laying down and watching it. It was very awesome. Hi, so when and how can we watch Liquor Store Babies, my short film? Well, I am going through the festival circuit right now. I am waiting to hear back from maybe one more festival, and I'm hoping I can release it probably September, October, rest of the year. TBD for sure. I really want to figure out how to release it. But speaking of releasing it, remember my short film last year that I made? It's a narrative. Well, guess what? I am going to release it this month in July, which is going to be epic. And I'm really, really excited for you to watch it. So I will let out the teaser at some point this month. Elastigirl riding a bike action rivaled the CGI action of Infinity. I think the thing about the Incredibles series, I guess they only have two, so it's not really a series, but the films is that visually it's incredible. I love all the action sequences. They really pull you into the scene. I love how everybody is so three-dimensional. They all have their own distinct characters, and it just worked really well. It definitely isn't. I just wanted it to be a little bit better. I really, really did, which completely suck. But I mean, it is what it is. So, yeah. Anyways, also, I watched this kick-ass film called Upgrade, which I did a reaction and a review for. So you should check that out on my channel. There's a lot of films I really want to talk about. So look out for these. I really want to talk about Boots Riley, Sorry to Bother You, which is coming out this weekend, next weekend. Mr. Rogers' movie, Won't You Be My Neighbor, which I'm hoping I can release it very, very soon. And there's a third one. Oh, probably Hereditary. There's so much to say about Hereditary, but yeah, I think it's gonna have to. It's just a lot. It's just a lot to take in. If you watch Hereditary and you felt some things, let me know. Join the club. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much. I think that's all it. I'm so sorry that my other live stream pooped out and now there's part 1 and part 2, but I guess we're just going to have to roll with the punches. And so I hope you guys all had a really great 4th of July. There's a lot of films coming out this weekend. I had no idea Michelle Pfeiffer was in the Ant-Man movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp. I haven't even watched the first Ant-Man, but I might just watch this one. I'm sure there's no, I don't know if it will just continue on or not, but really, really excited. Because Michelle Pfeiffer is so badass. I wish she was in more films, which is such a shame. But I'm really anticipating some kick-ass stuff in this. Let me know what you guys watching on Netflix, on Fandor, on Criterion. There's so many things. I have been doing a lot more trailer reactions, as you can see. And some of the trailers that I haven't been able to react to, I kind of just put them in a playlist in my channel. And you can watch what I've been watching. There's so many things. It's quite overwhelming to see everything. But I'm super excited. And hopefully, yeah, I will make more reviews in the coming weeks. July, it might be, I'm just gonna roll out with like as many videos as I can because August is a little bit slow in terms of, it's slow on YouTube part. My part, I'm going to be a little bit busy in August, so I really want to talk about all the films that I can till then. But anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. This has been a real treat. I love doing lives despite like one person watching, which I'm completely okay with because I always feel like so nerve-wracking when there's like 1 trillion people and I'm like, you guys are all live here with me, but it's always a great joy.